Most of us live within an inescapable internal dialogue. From the moment we wake up, a voice in our head narrates, judges, and categorizes every aspect of the day. It labels reality as it happens, generating fears about the future, or looping through memories of the past. It operates relentlessly, often without our conscious permission. Because this voice is so constant, we are conditioned to believe it is the center of our existence. We assume this internal dialogue is our true identity. But building a sense of self out of these thoughts is risky. Thoughts are reactive and contradictory. They shift based on mood or hunger. When our identity is tied to this mental chatter, our sense of stability becomes as fragile as the thoughts themselves. To find a more stable core, we have to look for the moments where the narrator goes silent, like the microsecond you wake up just before an alarm. In that instant, there is no language yet. No memories, no plans, and no labels. There is only a state of being awake. Then the mind switches on, flooding that silence with urgent verbal labels. I am late. What day is it? I need coffee. The narrator returns to claim the experience. This creates a central question. If you were fully aware in that silent gap before the thinking started, what exactly is the self? We often navigate the world without any active verbal thought. When you drive a familiar route and arrive home with no memory of the trip, your awareness was still active, stopping at lights and avoiding obstacles, while your thinking mind was elsewhere. This is most visible in high-level performance, often called a flow state. An athlete in this state executes complex movements effortlessly, moving faster than verbal thought could manage. In these moments, introducing conscious verbal calculation actually hinders the body. Thinking about the mechanics of a shot or a musical note creates a delay that ruins peak performance. Neuroscience supports this delay. This timeline shows that the brain prepares a physical action before we consciously put that action into words. The early neurological processing is the driver of the action. The conscious verbal mind is a commentator that arrives late to the event. This suggests that our conscious thoughts are mostly narrating a reality that our underlying awareness has already encountered and reacted to. While neuroscience can track these delays and impulses, it cannot measure the internal quality of the experience itself. A computer can calculate the trajectory of a basketball with perfect precision, but it has no internal sense of the game. It doesn't feel the weight of the ball or the thrill of a win. This is known as the hard problem of consciousness. Science can explain how the brain processes data, but it cannot explain why that physical activity results in a subjective feeling of being alive. This mystery highlights the distinction between raw awareness and simple data processing. By acknowledging this, we can shift our search for identity away from the temporary thoughts being processed and toward the observer who experiences them. Just like clouds moving across the sky doesn't disappear because clouds pass through it, and awareness doesn't disappear because thoughts arise. Meditation researchers often describe this as meta-awareness, the ability to observe thoughts without becoming completely identified with them. In the absence of mental noise, reality feels direct. Colors appear sharper, time slows down, and experiences arrive without being filtered through a verbal story. We see this in moments of awe, like looking at the ocean or a sunset. For a moment, the narrator stops explaining the view, and you simply witness it. If the narrator is merely a late arriving commentator, then the stories it tells about the need for more success or constant validation are just more noise. True peace is found by subtracting those filters, rather than trying to satisfy the narrator's endless list of demands. Try to find the momentary silence between your thoughts right now. That quiet gap reveals a state of being that exists independently of the mind's narrative. This silence is a raw, unnarrated aliveness. The voice in your head is just one part of a much larger experience. The thoughts are echoes, but you are the space in which they appear.